Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel SF Fideki. This is Aman Kumar and I am a 16 times certified Salesforce developer. In my last video, I discussed about flow builder updates released in summer 2025. In this video, we are going to talk about send email action updates that were released in summer 2025. There are some important updates that we need to know in the email builder or email action and that we can use in a flow. Before it was not organized this and it had some limitations. Now we will discuss each update one by one and how we can use these updates in our life. And let's see the updates one by one. Okay, so now Salesforce has divided each of the input sections in different sections of the recipient, sender, and content. So now it's easier to read and provide the inputs as needed, and also remove the toggle buttons that we had. Let me show you a screenshot. So this is how it was before the update, and this is how it looks after the update. So you see these toggles, these are removed, and all of these have been divided in 3 sections and added to each section. You can configure recipient or sender or email content, and it's very easy to read. Let me show you live. So this is the newer version where I can see the recipient section, sender section, and email content section. So now we have 3 sections instead of the old toggle buttons. Let's see the more updates. Now we can change the version of this action as well. So it was not possible before, but now we have different versions of the email action that we can use and utilize based on our needs. So, right now, I could only find one difference that was there when I switched from 1.00 to 1.0.1. That was this email template, this toggle. Let me just show it to you. So let's say this is my 1.0.1. And if I go to 1.00, I will not be able to find this compose email content true. And I'll have to remove this, which will be our email template, I think. Here's the email template. Yep. So we just remove the email section from here. And if I go back to 1.0.1, we'll have the email template section again, where I'll be able to select the email template. This one. So it will just remove this section only. There's not much change right now, but maybe in future, when we'll have more updates and more versions of the email action, we will need this section or need this feature. Let's go back. Now we can compose content with directly inside the email action. Before we had to use a text template to send the email for a body. Now we can do that directly in the email action, and it's very easy. And it's in rich text area. Then we can use it. So let me just show it to you. So let's change it back to 1.0.1, and you see. So this is the section where I can directly write my email body here. It will be easier for me to see what is the content of the email template. Before, let's say I want to search a resource, I had to use a variable and create a text template kind of variable and use that. So if I needed to change anything, I would have to search that variable. Now I can directly do that from the email action itself. Next. Okay, now we have Salesforce has added CC and BCC email recipient support as well. So it has enhanced something. So before we did not add collection variables for CC and BCC. Now we have this collection support for that. Let me show it to you. So if I go back to the recipient section, you will be able to see recipient address collection was there, but CC recipient address collection and BCC recipient address collection was not there. So Salesforce has added these, and the limit is still 150 recipients per email. So that has not changed, but this collection, how we provide the input has been changed. And it's very easy and it's good because now we will be able to use a list variable where we can put the emails in a list and use that. So there's a very minor change or difference in the address list and address collection. So in the list, you will pass a text variable which will have comma separated emails. And in the collection, you will pass a collection variable. Let me just show it to you. So let's say I'm creating a variable of data type text. So if I don't check this checkbox, it's a text variable which will be used in a comma separated one. If I check this one, it becomes a collection, and that we can use in the collection variable. That is the difference. Let's move on. Now we can configure the sender and content input easier in send emails. Okay, so now we can easily select the sender type and different email templates. So before, for the senders, you need to type in the old sender type, like the current user or default workflow user or guide email address, and it was needed to be exactly same. But right now it's a pick list, and we can easily select these values. So it was a trouble having copy and paste the content or write it out, and you might misspell something. But now we have a pick list, and it doesn't happen. And for the email address as well, if I have selected org email, it will automatically show me all org emails here. I can select those emails, or I can provide from a resource as well, which is easier. So this is the only email that I have right now. So it's showing one email, but we can have multiple. So now you don't have to query the org email and then use it. It will directly show it to you. Also, in the email template, if we are using an email template, we don't need to query the email template. We can directly go in and select the email template from here. So now we have a pick list for that, and we don't need to query. So we are saving multiple queries here, and it's easier. Same thing happens with the attachment as well. So now you don't have to search the file or query the file and then use. You can just directly use the file from here. So these are the files that I put in. So these are text files. And also we can pass multiple files in the collection of the collection variable for attachment IDs. And the little update with the related code as well. So if I go to this section, so as you can see, there's no toggle for if I need to log the email on the record level or not. But if I pass the recipient ID, let's say I pass record ID. So recipient ID would not take the record ID, but it will take person account. So let's take person account. So I don't have enabled person account. So right now let's pass recipient ID. And as you can see, it automatically opens this log email on send. It was hidden field, but it's now visible. Similarly, if I pass a record, I can search for a record, any record that I want. I can choose that from a record or search for a search resource, which I can pass it dynamically. But if I just want to use any static record, I can do that from here. I need to select the object. Let's say I want to pass account record. So I'll select account, and it will show me all the records of account. And I can select any account record and use that as a related record. Now, these fields are also hidden. So these will not be visible unless you select a related account, related record. So if I don't select a related record, you will not be able to see it. If you don't select a recipient, it will not be, the logo on send also will not be visible. But if we select a, let's say, related record, logo on send will be visible. Let's say count and select a record. So I will see the logo on send. So this field is visible on both recipient and related record, but the threading token that we use to identify the email or log an email will only be visible when we select a related record of that particular email. Let's move on. Yep. So we have discussed the log email send feature, which has been changed. So before it was just toggle, which sometimes throw error when you don't select a related code, but by mistake you just turn on the toggle. And same thing we have discussed with the threading tokens as well. So threading tokens are only visible if you provide a related code ID. And as we discussed, attachment files, we can now directly attach files without querying the files. Well, that was all in the PPT. Let me just summarize it for you again. So we have a few changes. We have CC, BCC collections. We have sections. And in the sections, we have different collection support for the CC and BCC emails. That is the first update. Then if you go to the second one, we can now directly choose the sender. It's a pick list where we can just select which type of sender we want to use, and we can just pass the email ID if needed. This is only available or needed if you pass or void email, and otherwise you don't need to select the email address here. And then we can use the compose email content and write the email body inside the email action itself. We don't need to create a new variable for that. And if you are using email template, you can just directly select the template from the drop down without querying the template, so that removes our queries or increases the efficiency of the flow action. Same thing with attachment IDs. We don't need to query the attachment and link it. We can directly just type in the name of the record and find it and attach it to the email action. Still, if we want to use attachments as in dynamic, so we can directly query that and use as a variable and pass it as a variable from here. And then we have discussed about login email on send or adding threading token to the body, adding threading token to the subject. So these are only visible if you pass the recipient ID or related code ID. And the email advanced settings is active version of the email action. We can now choose the version. Let's see what comes in the new versions and what is the difference in there. We'll discuss those in detail. So that was it from my side. If you have any questions, please do post. And if you like the channel, like the video, please subscribe the channel for more important updates. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you.